What if the most advanced fighter jet Russia has ever built wasn't designed to win with speed alone? What if its real power is something far less obvious? Welcome to Aero Intel. Today, we're breaking down how the Su-57 Felon evolved from a troubled project into one of the most complex and controversial stealth fighters in the world. Because this isn't just another jet. It's Russia's answer to a new kind of warfare. But to understand the Su-57, you need to go back to the moment Russia realized it was falling behind. For decades, Soviet and later Russian fighters followed a clear philosophy: speed, agility, and raw performance. Aircraft like the Su-27 and MiG-29 were built to dominate in close-range dogfights. And they were good at it. Extremely good. But then, everything changed. The United States introduced stealth, and suddenly, the rules were different. Because how do you fight something you can't even see? That question forced Russia to rethink everything. The result was the Su-57 program. At first, it didn't look promising. Delays, budget issues, engine problems. Even today, the program has faced constant scrutiny from analysts around the world. But while critics focused on what the Su-57 lacked, engineers focused on what it could become. And that's where things get interesting. Unlike the F-22 or F-35, the Su-57 was never designed to rely purely on stealth. Instead, it follows a hybrid approach. Yes, it reduces radar signature, but it also embraces something Russia has always prioritized: maneuverability. The Su-57 is built to move in ways most stealth jets avoid. With advanced thrust vectoring engines, it can perform extreme maneuvers at both low and high speeds, something that gives it a unique edge in certain combat scenarios. And this creates a very different kind of threat, because while Western stealth fighters aim to strike before being seen, the Su-57 prepares for what happens if it is seen. Now, let's talk about its design. At first glance, it looks like a stealth aircraft, but not in the same way as the F-35. You'll notice exposed engine nozzles, different shaping and design compromises that suggest stealth wasn't the only priority, and that's correct. Because the Su-57 was built to balance multiple roles: air superiority, ground attack, electronic warfare, long-range engagement, all in one platform. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The Su-57 doesn't rely on a single radar. It uses multiple radar arrays spread across the aircraft. This allows it to detect targets from different angles, improving situational awareness, especially in complex environments. And in modern combat, information is everything. But there's still a question that divides experts. Is the Su-57 truly a stealth fighter, or something else entirely? Because while it does reduce detection, it may not be as invisible as its Western counterparts. And that leads to a completely different combat philosophy. Instead of being untouchable, it aims to be unpredictable, fast when needed, agile when required, and capable of engaging in multiple types of combat. But this raises a critical point. If it's not the stealthiest, not the fastest, then what makes it dangerous? That answer goes far beyond what you can see. Because in the next part, we're going deeper into what truly makes the Su-57 a problem on the modern battlefield, from its weapons, to its sensors, to the strategy behind how it's meant to be used. And that's where the real story begins. So if the Su-57 isn't the stealthiest, and not the fastest, what actually makes it dangerous? The answer is where everything comes together. Because the real strength of the Su-57 Felon isn't just in how it flies, It's in how it fights. Let's start with its weapons. Unlike older Russian fighters, the Su-57 is designed to carry most of its weapons internally. That reduces drag, and more importantly, lowers its radar signature. But what it carries inside is what really matters. The Su-57 is built to use a new generation of air-to-air missiles, including long-range weapons designed to engage targets far beyond visual range. This means it doesn't need to get close to be effective. It can detect, track, and strike from distances where the enemy may not even realize they've been targeted. And in modern air combat, that's a huge advantage. But here's where things get even more complex. The Su-57 isn't just about firing missiles. It's about controlling the fight. Its sensor suite combines radar, infrared search and track, and other detection systems. This allows it to track targets even without using radar, something extremely useful against stealth aircraft. Because while radar can be detected, infrared tracking cannot be easily hidden. And that creates a different kind of threat. Now, imagine this scenario. An enemy aircraft believes it's invisible, relying on stealth. But the Su-57 is tracking its heat signature the entire time. No warning. No alert. Just a lock. That happens silently. That's the kind of engagement the Su-57 was built for. But there's another layer. Electronic warfare. The Su-57 is expected to operate with advanced electronic countermeasures, allowing it to disrupt enemy radar, confuse missiles, and reduce incoming threats. It may not disappear completely, but it can distort what the enemy sees. And in combat, confusion is as powerful as invisibility. Now let's talk about something often overlooked: how it fits into a larger system. The Su-57 isn't meant to fight alone. Russia has been developing concepts where the Su-57 works alongside drones, acting as a command platform in the air. One example is the S-70 Okhotnik drone, a stealth unmanned aircraft designed to operate in coordination with the Su-57, extending its reach, gathering data, and even carrying out strikes. This changes the equation completely, because now you're not just dealing with one aircraft, you're dealing with a network. And that network can scout ahead, trigger defenses, gather intelligence, strike from multiple angles, all coordinated by a human pilot. But here's the reality that keeps analysts divided. The Su-57 is incredibly ambitious, but its full potential depends on production, upgrades, and real-world integration. Because having advanced features on paper is very different from deploying them at scale, still, the direction is clear. The Su-57 represents a different philosophy. Not pure stealth, not pure speed, but a balance of capabilities designed for a complex battlefield, where unpredictability, Pharaoh can be more valuable than perfection. In Aero Intel, we look beyond the headlines to understand what these machines are really designed to do. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think the Su-57 can truly compete with fighters like the F-22 and F-35? Or is it solving a completely different problem? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep breakdowns of modern air power, subscribe to Aero Intel and turn on notifications. Because the future of air combat is being shaped right now, and what comes next might change everything.